Have you ever stopped to think how fast disaster can strike? I mean, one minute things are normal, the next, everything's changed.
It happens incredibly quickly.
Yeah, and understanding these events is just so critical. Today, we're going deep into one such event, the Texas floods back in early July. We've looked at news reports, official documents, research.
Right. Our goal here is really to unpack what happened. The immediate devastating impact, sure, but also the rescue challenges and maybe most importantly, what lessons we can actually take away for, being better prepared.
So let's start with how sudden this whole thing was. Meteorologically, it was something called a mesoscale convective complex.
Which sounds complex.
It is. Basically a huge organized cluster of spider storms. And this one got a massive boost from tropical storm Barry's remnants, plus record moisture in the air.
And the result was just unbelievable rainfall.
Exactly. 5 to 20 inches dumped across the Texas Hill Country in just a few hours. Think about that, 20 inches.
That's an immense amount of water. And the terrifying part was the speed of the flooding itself. We're not talking days or even hours for the rivers to rise slowly.
No.
In places like Hunt, Kerrville, Comfort, the Guadalupe River surged about 26 feet.
26 feet.
In only 45 minutes. 45.
It's almost impossible to comprehend. How do you even react to that?
You really can't. That kind of flash flood, that speed, it just leaves virtually no time for warnings to get out effectively or for people to escape.
And the human cost was just heartbreaking. This turned into one of the deadliest floods in Texas history. At least 82 people confirmed lost.
And still over 40 missing at the time of the reports.
Yeah. And it hit places you wouldn't necessarily think of, like Camp Mystic, that girls' camp on the Guadalupe. Dozens swept away.
Such a tragedy. At least 10 girls and a counselor were among the missing or confirmed deceased there.
Just awful.
And the physical damage, it matched the human toll. People describe their homes as just gone.
Wiped off the map.
Pretty much. Homes, roads, cars, cabins. Over 1,000 houses damaged or totally destroyed. The economic hit was well over $100 million.
You mentioned rescue efforts earlier. They were massive, right? Over 850 people rescued.
That's right. Helicopters, boats, ground teams. The Texas National Guard pulled out 237 people themselves. A huge effort.
But even with that effort, there was scrutiny, wasn't there? About warnings, about the alert systems.
There was. Kerr County had apparently been seeking grants for better flood warning systems since 2018. And there were reports suggesting that NOAA and National Weather Service staffing cuts might have hampered the forecasting side.
So systemic issues potentially playing a role.
Potentially, yes. And then there was this unexpected problem, drones.
Private drones.
Yeah, unauthorized drones flying near rescue zones, actually interfering with the emergency helicopters. Officials had to specifically warn people to stop flying them.
Wow, that's a complication you wouldn't immediately think of.
Definitely a modern problem for emergency response.
So stepping back, what's the bigger picture here? Are events like this becoming more, normal?
Experts certainly suggest that these kinds of intense, very short duration rainfall events, these flash floods, are becoming more frequent.
And they link that to climate change.
Yes, the connection is often made to rising atmospheric moisture tied to climate change. It makes these extreme downpours more likely, potentially more severe.
And that has real implications for areas like Central Texas, right? Flash Flood Alley.
Exactly. That area is already prone to flash flooding because of its geography and weather patterns. This event really underscores the growing risk and the urgent need for, better warning systems, stronger infrastructure, and improved forecasting. We need to adapt.
It's a stark lesson, isn't it? How fast things can change and how vital that preparedness and infrastructure really are.
It truly is. And it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? In a world needing fast, accurate information and resilient systems, what does this teach us about how we respond to disasters? And maybe more personally, what does it say about our own preparedness for increasingly wild weather?